What's up, everybody?
Welcome to the
Today, it's going to be a serious subject. The safety bars on your bench press, the safety bars on your squat rack, so on and so forth. All right? Well, that's a pretty dry subject, Nick. Is it? Get on YouTube and watch some of those videos. Those people on leg press that get their knees bent backwards. That weight just comes right back on them. Their old legs look like jelly. Tell me how dry of a subject it is for those people. I know everybody out there seen that recent video of that poor guy that broke his neck doing the squats. It's been all over the internet here lately. Where was his safety bars? If I'm not mistaken, he was actually squatting on the outside of the rack. I mean, I try not to speak ill of the dead. You know what I mean? But that was a solid mistake, and it cost him his life. You know, and he even had a spotter. The whole thing blows my mind. It really does. First off, your spotter should know what they're doing. They're not just there for moral support. A spotter's kind of like a pistol or a fire extinguisher. You hope to God you never need them, but when you do, you need them quick, fast, and in a hurry. You know, and they better work. Obviously, I'm not at the gym, but I've watched the video a few more times that I'm referring to. And as I've said, hindsight's 20/20, but here's the deal. And I'm not trying to shit on nobody, nor speak ill of the dead. But if you're spotting somebody on a squat, first off, that's difficult anyway. That's a tall order. But when you go down with this guy, and he can't come up, and you can't come up either, see, that guy came down and he actually fell backwards. There's a point in time when you need to stop, and you need to stand up as this guy's going down, and you catch the weight, and you can bring it back. This all has to be done quickly. That's why experience in spotting is paramount, okay? I don't want any hate mail over this because I think this is tragic. But when you spot somebody and you get in that position and you're going down, and you're following them up, everything's rosy. When things aren't going so good and you're following them up, they start coming back down, you do not follow them all the way down to the ground. What good are you to your lifter if you're down there on the ground with them? As they reach a certain point, you stand up. The weight will be here, and you can bring it back, or at the very least, get it off their back. Now, I've got a video out there that I go to failure with 405 pounds on my back, and I show you how to get rid of it. All right, it's out there. You just have to find it. But here's a good idea. Squat inside the rack and set your pins up. Now you might ask yourself, how in the hell could anybody ever get hurt on a leg press machine? Believe me, it happens, and I'm going to show you how. First off, people lock their legs out. All right, that is incredibly dangerous. All right, especially when you're fatigued, because when you get fatigued and that weight gets heavy, you can push your leg down, hyperextend it, and fold your leg back like a wet noodle. You don't believe me? Look it up. There's videos on YouTube showing the exact same thing. Alright, here's how to circumvent that problem. First off, like I said, don't lock your legs out. Alright, just a good bend about right here at the top is fine. Okay? Always set your safety pins. They're going to be different on most machines. Right here. Alright, they got little springs. Set them before you unlock your machine. Unlock it. That's about where I need to be, right there. Knees against your chest, but not so far back they start lifting your lower back up. That can cause injuries, trust me. Alright, about right here. Up. Don't lock your legs. Back. Alright? You do not want those safety pins to get in the way of your effective range of motion. But right here, they're fine. That way, that's all I can do, right? Just open my legs up and I can get out. Lock it back. There you go, okay? That's leg press 101, all right? It's a leg press. It's not a rocket ship, but it can hurt you. Obviously, the bench press is the most dangerous piece of exercise equipment in the gym, okay? But that don't mean there's not a lot of runner-ups. All right, this is Logan. Say hey, Logan.
Howdy.
He should have said, hey, Logan. He's going to get down here and do some reps, and I'm going to walk you through some of the things. Now, look, it doesn't matter if he's going heavy or going light. failure might not have anything to do with the ability for him to lift that weight. Hell, he might have a spasm in his wrist. You know, his elbow might go out. Shit like that happens all the time. And then what happens? Whoop, it falls out of his hand. Where's it going? On his throat, on his chest. You set those pins up. Give it hell, Logan. It ain't gonna hurt him at all. We're gonna act like he's going to failure. All right? Obviously, if he has a spasm and drops it, it's going to hit the bars. When he goes to failure here, you're like, well, it's still touching his chest. You want it close, but it's not going to hurt him. All he's got to do is let it come up towards his neck, slide right out from under. Let's do it one more time. All right. All right, he's trapped, right? No. Get out from under. Now, I know that's simple. And I know everybody's like, well, duh, Nick. Why make a video about that? Thank you.
No problem. Appreciate it.
All right, don't let you make love, brother. People get hurt on the bench press all the time. All the time. Why? There's no reason for it. All right, you may say, well, my bench press doesn't have those bars. Fair enough. Fair enough. There's a certain amount of risk in everything. I suggest you get a spotter. Okay? And let him or her do the best they can for you. There's not always a perfect situation. But if you do have safety bars, I suggest you use them. There's no good reason not to. Onward. All right, this is going to be short, sweet, and obvious. Shoulder press. Got your pin set up real high, but not too high. Not high enough to get in the way of your press. For obvious reason. Your shoulder press height and your squat height are pretty much identical. All right. You get up here and fail at any given point, from top to bottom, you do not want that weight to fall on your body. From your chest up, you're already vulnerable. There's not a damn thing you can do about that because of the nature of the exercise. But that doesn't mean that you should let the rest of your body be vulnerable. Okay? Case in point, one day I was very fatigued on a lift. So I come up, and I come down, and I go to rack it. I didn't make this pin, all right? I missed the rack. Guess what? If this safety bar wouldn't have been here, that weight would have come down and hit me in the leg. I think it was about 250, 260 something pounds. Could have broke my leg, broke my knee. Either way, it would have bruised the hell out of me. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. When you put all these things in place, you will feel more confident about what you're lifting and you'll lift more weight. You won't be worried about that shit hurting you. Onward. All right, that pretty much covers the big boys in the gym. I'm sure there's a couple that I'm missing, but I feel like I've gotten my point across. If there's a safety device attached to your machine, use it. It's there for a reason. I'm gonna leave you with this. If you ever run across anything in life that's scary or it's intimidating, makes you want to turn around and run the other way, don't. Stop. Assess the situation. Study it. Learn all you can about it. And then go over there and do your damn level best to whip its ass. And it might take a while, but you just keep plugging along at it, and you'll eventually beat it. Take everything you can from that situation and move forward. All right? And remember, never be afraid.
To get in the pit.
I don't mention the young man that died doing squats lightly, okay? Or for entertainment purposes. You know, that was somebody's best friend. That was somebody's son. You know? And it was just damn unfortunate what happened to him. But you have to take things like that and learn from it. I've seen so many videos in my training as a lineman, and when I became a safety specialist, they were really gruesome. But you have to see that kind of thing to know what can happen. All right? I just wanted to make that point.